back again to talk some more NFL pro football. We are already
near the halfway point.
Near the halfway point. We got 17 games this year, so it's not halfway. It's almost halfway. When we get through next week, that'll be 9 games over, and that'll be a little more than halfway, so we'll call that halfway. But still, though, we are halfway through the NFL season this year. But so what we're going to do, talk about the winners
and the losers of Week 8.
We'll throw a little dumpster fire at you there in the middle, and then at the end we'll talk about who we think the winners.
Our dumpster fire this week is gonna be a very familiar one.
It's a frequent smeller that you smelled once before this year, I think.
Yeah.
But at the end we'll talk about winners and losers of who we think Week 9 too. But let's go ahead and jump into Week 8. We actually had a really good Thursday night game. We had the Packers at
the Cardinals, and the Cardinals take their first loss.
The Cardinals take an L, and with the Packers winning that game, they take over first place
in the NFC.
24-21.
We'll have to talk about that last play because
the line was 6.5 towards the Cardinals. We were like,
yeah, that.
Why? I honestly thought the Cardinals would probably win by 2 or 3 points. But, man, taking the Packers in that 6 points was just easy. Easy. Old man Rodgers, he always steps up in those bit. Well, normally, I'm not going to bet against him. But, yeah, that last play was a little.
Yeah, A.J. Green didn't even know that one pass sailed by his head, got picked off.
And then got picked off down towards the end zone.
15 seconds left in the game.
Yeah.
That was a painful interception.
Yeah, the Cardinals maybe should have won that game, but the turnover is sort of...
The turnover there, well, A.J. Green with a 100% awareness there. I'll give him full credit.
Yes, yes. But the Packers got the dub, and the Packers are number 1 now.
In the NFC.
Jump on into the Sunday games. We had your Panthers
bounce back against the Falcons.
At the Falcons.
The Panthers beat the Dirty Birds.
And the Panthers needed that. I still think the Panthers are a good team. They get C-Mac back. I think they're going to be an actual great team again. So they need to stay in the playoff chase until they can get him back. It wasn't a beautiful, beautiful win, but 19-13, you'll take it.
You just get scraped. You get scrape wins.
You take what you can get. We had the Dolphins at the Bills.
The Bills took a while to get going, but when they did, the Dolphins could do nothing.
Yeah, I was a little worried about them there to begin with. They started off a little cold. Buffalo, it's cold up there. But in the end, they came around.
I want to say they rode their talent to victory? Too?
Yeah, 26-11. Josh Allen came around.
Here we come to save the day.
Josh Allen got that talent. He does. We had the 49ers at the Bears. Man, the Bears started off like 22 to something, and then
22-10, and then they blew a lead.
And then they gave up 23-0. 33-22.
Man, Matt Nagy is really... Well, Matt Nagy wasn't even there because of COVID reasons, but you can still smell the Matt Nagy-ness in the air. It's like an essence.
It is, yes.
It's where offenses go to suffocate.
It is, yeah. The Bears they almost look good, and then they don't.
I swear they're going to try to kill Justin Fields.
They are, yeah. We had the Steelers at the Browns. That was a little bit surprising. I thought the Browns would throw up some points in that one.
The Browns are struggling to find their itch that they had last year. Last year they had the itch. You could tell that they got it all together.
They're struggling to find their identity. Of course, again, they've had a lot of injuries. Both running backs injured, wide receivers injured.
Baker messed up his left shoulder.
I don't know if they're going to have that flow that they need. Now, they may hit their stride again later in the year, another 2 or 3 games down the road, but we'll have to wait and see because sometimes that's hard to do.
They have a lot of talent.
Once you lose the mojo, sometimes
it's hard to get it back.
It's hard to get that mojo back, yeah.
But the Steelers got that win, and that was a key win for Pittsburgh.
It was. They needed that badly, too. We had the Eagles at the Lions, 44-6.
Way to emphasize Detroit as the worst franchise in football.
They are definitely right now. They lost by 38 points in the NFL.
Give me some of those stats. You wrote it to me. You said those to me earlier.
We'll save those stats for a little later. How about that?
You just pretty much spoiled our dumpster. You spoiled our dumpster.
We spoiled our dumpster. Hey, we had the Titans at the Colts. Man, the Titans love to play exciting games, don't they?
Yep, they play exciting. They play heart problem inducing to the hospital kind of football. Passing
out from stress 34-31 in overtime after being down by double digits. They came back and, man, Titans are a good team.
At a cost.
At a cost. They lost Derrick Henry. Maybe
for the rest of the year with a foot
injury. With a broken bone.
The dreaded foot injury for running backs.
Yeah, which can take you out for a whole season sometimes. But the Titans did pick up
Adrian Peterson,
which
fill the void.
Which Adrian Peterson is one of my favorite running backs of all times. He is a fantastic running back. I still think he got screwed up in Minnesota. He should.
Yet again, the Vikings find ways to screw up.
Vikings will find a way to screw up. They always do. But yeah, they got Adrian Peterson on a 1-year contract, so the Titans still have a great offensive line.
If they don't allow Tannehill to get sacked.
I just don't think it's going to be as big a drop down from Henry to what it could be. Because they filled the void with a veteran, fantastic running back. So we'll have to see how he does because his first game coming up is against a very good defense. We'll talk about that here in a minute too. The Titans, them heartbreakers, man. Let's see here. The Bengals at the Jets.
Jets. What? Allen gets the dub against the Bengals.
The number 1 team in the AFC loses to the
Jets.
Backup quarterback. I think that's probably what it was. That backup quarterback. How many yards did he throw for?
400.
Man, the backup quarterback for the Jets threw for 400 yards.
That's good. That's a good debut, I say.
Good debut, man. That's a good day for a veteran quarterback. Baby. But I think that I'm going to give that to the Cincinnati a little bit. That quarterback came in. They had no film on him. Had no clue how he was going to play.
What he was going to do.
They had no clue how to play defense against him, and they didn't really figure it out before it was too late. So I don't know if the Jets quarterback, the backup quarterback, will come in and do that again. I sort of doubt it because now there's some film on him, but we'll see. I mean, maybe we've got the second coming of Tom Brady. You come off the bench for an injured quarterback and win 12 Super Bowls. You never know, man. You never know.
But Jets fans can hope for Mike White to be the savior of the Jets.
Yes, but that was a fantastic debut, wasn't it? That was very good. Dropped the Jets down out of the number 1 Uno spot.
They've looked better than the Lions, so I will give the Jets that they've played better than the Lions.
The Jets are better than the Lions.
Very much better.
A whole lot better, yeah. We had the Rams at the Texans. Poor Texans. We thought they would be a bad team, and now they're starting to
look like the bad team
that we thought they were going to be. They look pretty bad. 38-22.
It wasn't really that close because the Rams gave up a couple.
They got some garbage touchdowns, but when you lose to 16 at home,
that's bad.
You're a bad team.
And the Rams are a good team.
The Rams are maybe now
the best team.
The best team because what did they do?
They traded for Von Miller.
They got Von Miller,
8-time Pro Bowler and Super Bowl champion.
So you got Darnold.
You got Miller, Aaron Donald, and Von Miller on the same line.
And Ramsey in the back.
Ramsey in the corner. And then you got Leonard Floyd there pairing with Vaughn, with Aaron Donald, with all those guys, with Jalen Ramsey. That team is going to be...
If those guys gel on defense...
They might not lose.
They might not lose another game. I mean, seriously, they might not do a game.
One tops.
You got Bradford.
Yeah, one tops.
Stafford. You got Stafford. Who I think is a very good quarterback.
Underrated.
We actually called that the Rams are going to do some damage this year because Stafford is really underrated because he's always been on a bad team.
He's always been on Detroit.
So, yeah,
he's the most underrated quarterback, and now people are starting to see
that he's actually a really good... He's got a cannon for an arm. But again, the Texans suck.
The Texans do suck.
We had the Patriots at the Chargers. Way to go, Patriots.
The Patriots desperately needed a win. They got a key win here.
Yes. Mac Jones.
Macaroni and cheese.
Special macaroni cheese. He's a macaroni and cheesy. He may be a good quarterback. I thought we actually picked that he was the best quarterback that the Patriots could have got out of the draft. Barton,
And they
I
didn't
don't care
even
whoever
trade
was.
up. They just let him wait.
They just sat there and hit, and he went right there in his lap. And they got Mac Jones, which is the perfect quarterback for Bill Belichick.
Yeah, it's more of a veteran leadership kind of thing.
Veteran. He acts like a veteran. He's the pocket drop back passer that's a little shifty when he needs to be, and is an accurate passer.
We saw that
does that sound like anybody else?
Tom.
I mean, they just got they got Tom Brady. They got Tom Brady Jr.
Well, we saw him do it at Alabama. He's probably going to do it at New England.
And the Chargers started as a powerhouse,
and they've slipped off.
And they've slipped down a little bit. Yeah. We had the Jaguars at the Seahawks.
The Seahawks beat them like any team should because the Jaguars
with a backup quarterback.
The Jaguars are not good. It's been well documented that the Jaguars are not a good team.
Yeah, that's an understatement. Yeah, they're the Jaguars and the Texans are trying really hard
to out tank
each other. Of course, Detroit's been tanking the best, but the Texans and the Jaguars are. I mean, they're right there in just about as much tankage and suckage as you can get to there too. But
both of them are in the same division. So they'll get to play each other for who sucks the worst.
Yeah.
The toilet bowl.
We're going to have the toilet bowl to see who is the worst of those two teams when they play each other. It's bad. We had the Washington Dubs at the Broncos.
There was no dub to be found in Denver.
No, the Broncos got the win, but we're ultimately the loser because they got rid of Von Miller.
Do you want to know why they did it?
Why? Tell us. Why did the Broncos get rid of their franchise player?
Because they denied him a request to have a Halloween party.
The guy, dude, wanted to have a Halloween party with some players, and the Broncos said, "No, you don't need to be having a Halloween party." And he was like, "Okay, well, trade me." They said, "Okay, well, here you go." I mean, really? I mean, that sounds like me and my 6-year-old sister when we were little fighting or something. You know what? Yeah. And really, I mean, you get rid of your franchise player.
What a joke!
What a joke! Now we have tanking part 3 because they're going to tank now. They ain't got nothing to play with. We had the Bucks at the Saints. Tom Brady, Superman, Kryptonite, the Saints. He is 1-3 against the Saints
as a Buck starter. He threw a pick 6 again against the Saints.
And the Saints are not a fantastic team. They're a decent team.
Who unfortunately took the brunt of the quarterback position because Jameis Winston
is now out for the season.
With a ACL and MCL.
I enjoy watching Jameis Winston. He is a fun player to watch play. Man, he either throws for 5 touchdowns or 5 interceptions. Either way, he's a fun player. He's awesome to watch. So
unfortunately,
he's not going to be there now.
Fortunately, he's not going to be there. But the bakery is still open because he can still roll over to the bakery.
Yeah, the bakery still might be open, yeah. But the Saints, they desperately needed that win to stay in the league. Then we had my poor Cowboys who lost their starting quarterback for the game, still beat the Vikings. I got a good defense, dude. My team, I can say now, my Cowboys, and they're
the big D for Dan.
They're mine now. I'm gonna claim them again. They're my Cowboys. Have defense. They have a D in Big D now,
and it starts with Dan Quinn.
The
defensive guru that really is.
Give the man a raise, whatever he wants. Keep him in Dallas because their defense is 100% better night and day. 8 games into the season,
they almost look unrecognizable from the hot sauce last year.
Because the Vikings are actually a pretty good team, and they were in Minnesota and still held them to 1 touchdown.
And Dad thought it was going to go different because he said the same old Cowboys, but nope.
No, the defense, man, the defense.
Dan Quinn, Big D for Dallas.
The Big D for Dallas. And I don't have my dumpster fire here with me. My dumpster fire, man. Where's my dumpster fire, man? I don't have my dumpster fire, dude. Where's my dumpster fire, dude? Oh, here he is.
He was so bad that
our
dumpster fire was so bad that he didn't want to be in the video with us.
Marty was hiding because he's ashamed of this team just like we are. So check this out.
Dumpster fire of the week.
Yeah. That's right. Our dumpster fire of the week.
Marty is shaking in his boots because he even didn't want to talk.
He didn't want to
this.
have any. He didn't want to have anything.
We saw it earlier in the video because he hid from us because he didn't want to be a part of this.
He heard us hint who this was and he ran. Our dumpster fire of the week again is
the Detroit Lions.
Detroit Lions. And I'm going to pull up some of those stats now. The Lions are trying their best to have a perfect season.
In the worst possible.
0-17 perfect. I mean, the first team in the history of the NFL. I mean, they are having a history-making, record-breaking season. They might go 0-17.
They might go. Are you saying Detroit may be that bad?
Listen to this. The Eagles won 44-6.
That's terrible.
Jalen Hurts was 9 completed passes the entire game for 100 yards and scored 44 points on them.
That makes no logical sense whatsoever.
Philly's leading passer had 100 yards. Philly's leading rusher is Jalen Hurts too. So the quarterback is the passer and the rusher. He had 71 yards rushing, was the leading rusher for the game, was the quarterback, and they lost 44-6 against that offense.
I mean, the Eagles weren't even that good coming into this.
Well, the Eagles aren't that good. Well, they only had 100 yards passing and 71 yards rushing from their top one player. And they lost 44-6.
Leave it to the Lions to find a new creative way to lose a football game. I mean, that is horrific.
They gave up 21 points in the third quarter. 21 points in the third quarter. So you come out of halftime with your halftime adjustments and give up 21 points in the third quarter.
What a terrible franchise. Oh man, that
stinks, dude. I feel sorry for Goff.
Yeah.
I think Goff was a pretty good Kirk Cousins-ish type quarterback.
He was just sent to a quarterback prison.
He's in purgatory right now. waiting for his final death. Yes, he is. Because the Lions are so bad.
Don't hide behind here, Marty. It's okay.
So Marty was ashamed of that one. So
that might be the worst dumpster fire we've seen.
It's burning. We had them earlier this year, but it's burning a little bit harder. You can smell it a little bit farther south than what you could earlier this year because it's blazing.
Man, that smells.
All right, let's go ahead and jump on into our week 9 picks, our winners and losers, who we think we're going to be. We got a barn burner this Thursday.
What is it?
The Jets at the Colts. The Jets coming off of a big win, but probably will have a letdown
against the Colts.
The Colts at home coming off of a loss.
You want to pick
Should
Indy?
focus. I'm going to pick Indy. The trouble is the line is 10.5 points.
I won't pick that.
That's a lot of points.
I will not pick that.
That's a lot of points.
I'll take the Jets minus
10.5. No, plus 10.5.
Plus 10.5.
You got the Jets catching 10.5. We'll probably take that because it is Carson Wentz again. Not Carson Wentz. He lost the dub. So.
Oh yes, the meme returns.
The meme returns. It is Carson Wentz because he doesn't have a W to put on his name. All right, let's go ahead and jump into some Sunday games. We've got some really good Sunday games. Starting off, we got the Patriots at
the Panthers.
Your Panthers.
A key game for the playoff hunt.
The Panthers really, really need this. The Patriots really, really need this. It is in Carolina, and New England's favored by 3.5.
Kind of depends on who shows up there in that game.
It really does depend on who shows up in that game. The Patriots coming off of a win. The Panthers coming off of a win.
That's a hard one to pick.
I would probably still pick the Panthers. They're catching 3.5 at home, even if they lose 28 to 30 to 28 or something, or 31 to 28. It's still a win because you got 3.5 points. I'm going to probably lean towards the Panthers plus 3.5 there. We got the Browns at the Bengals.
Key game.
Huge game. The Browns, if they lose this, they could be in trouble. Cincinnati, if they win this, they could be back in
the playoff hunt.
The playoff, the bye week hunt. The Bengals are only favored. The Bengals are at home and favored 2.5. The Bengals are coming off of a loss.
Do you want to pick Cleveland?
Who do you think? Do you think you'd be plus 2.5 if you picked Cleveland?
I'll probably pick the Browns because of pure talent sake.
Yeah. I say we'll take the Browns because they are the most talented of the two. So we'll take the Browns plus 2.5 there. We got the Broncos at the Cowboys.
Man, it's unfamiliar territory for the Broncos because without Von Miller, for the first time in a decade,
Dak coming back and Dak rested. The line's 10. Honestly, I'm going to take the Cowboys minus 10. I think the Cowboys will probably beat them like 31-13. I think this is a double-digit win pretty easily.
Man,
there.
the Broncos look like a far cry from where they once were early in the year.
Yeah, they were looking like one of the strongest teams out in the AFC West, but nope.
They fooled everyone.
They fooled everybody. Teddy Bridgewater, 2 picks this game. Texans at the Dolphins.
This is a real tank bowl right here.
1-7 versus 1-7, which means somebody has to lose and somebody has to win.
I didn't expect the Dolphins to be that bad, but I expected the Texans to be that bad.
I would probably still take the Dolphins because the Texans are sort of in a spiral. The Dolphins have fought every week. They just can't win. But I probably still take the Dolphins here. The line's 6.5 points, so
that is a real dumpster bowl right there.
Yeah, I would probably still take the Dolphins minus 6.5 in this one. The Dolphins are at home. They should. We got the Falcons at the Saints.
A key divisional matchup.
The Saints need this too. If the Saints win this, they could go 6-2 at the halfway point.
And that would be good because they need to figure out their quarterback situation.
They really need to figure it out. So
either Taysom Hill comes into this game or Trevor Siemian, the guy who finished the game.
I think Trevor Siemian comes in and they end up playing both quarterbacks, split up a little bit. I'm going to take the Saints because I don't think it's a huge drop down from Winston. Winston could throw. It's
the most fun, erratic quarterback.
He is so fun to watch. He's got a great deep ball pass, but Siemian is not too bad. He's not a huge step down as far as I go. I would still take the Saints. The Saints are favored by 6. I would still probably take the Saints by that 6. We had the Raiders at the Giants.
I'm going to pick the Raiders.
I'll pick the Raiders too.
The Raiders went through from their team another tumultuous off week.
Yeah, they lost Ruggs because of a bad decision.
A terrible crash.
And a car wreck, which ended up not good.
You mix alcohol with 156 miles per hour.
And a car. Yeah, that's not one of the smartest things to do. So
here's the lesson.
Don't drink and drive. I mean, you're rich enough to have somebody to drive you around.
Call a cab.
Do a limo. You're rich enough to have a limo.
Yep, you are a lead receiver for the Raiders.
Yes, and now you are
unemployed.
So
this teaches us a valuable lesson.
Don't drink and drive.
Now talk about the Raiders as a team.
I still think the Raiders are -3 on this. I think the Raiders win this. I'll take the Raiders -3.
Yeah, the Raiders are a better team than the Giants.
Now, speaking of a better team, we got the Bills at the Jaguars.
That is the lock of the week. The Bills are going to beat the doors off of the Jaguars.
The sad thing, the line's 14.5. I'll take it. That's how bad the Jaguars are. This may be another 38-10 game. This may be in the 20s as far as a win go. I'm going to probably take the Bills really strong. I'm going to take them strong with that -14.5. That's hard to say in the NFL, but Jaguars are bad. Vikings, Ravens.
I'm going to pick the Ravens.
I picked the Ravens too. Ravens are favored by 6 on this. I'd still take the Ravens
Despite
-6.
their injuries, they're 5-2.
Yeah. We got the Chargers at the Eagles.
I'm going to pick the Chargers here.
I don't think the Chargers lose 3 in a row.
Especially against a mediocre, at best, Eagles team.
No, Chargers are only favored by 1.5.
I'll take the Chargers. We need to bring the ice cream sherbet stand up again.
Mm-hmm. Now, the Packers, Chiefs. This one has changed dramatically. Because we have no
old man Aaron.
Aaron Rodgers is out. He tested positive for the COVID.
The dreaded virus that everyone hates.
So he will not be the starting quarterback this week. We will have Trey Lance.
And Jordan Love.
Oh, yeah. Jordan Love.
Spread the love.
So, Jordan Love making his debut as the Packers against the Chiefs.
That probably pets them down a bit. I think the Chiefs might win this game now.
The Chiefs are favored by 7.5 now.
That's too large.
I think that's a little bit too much,
the Chiefs have played.
I don't know if the Chiefs can score now. Yeah. I would probably still take the Packers. I'm going to take the Packers plus 7.5, even without Rodgers. That's a big line for a Kansas City team that barely beat the Giants last week. And the Giants are bad. You've got a good Packers team with a backup quarterback. Probably not going to be as bad as the Giants.
Yes.
So we'll take the Packers. We'll take the Packers on that one. We got the Cardinals at the 49ers.
We got the Cards.
It's only a 1-point line. Arizona's favored by 1 point. I mean, the 49ers are not horrible.
But they're average.
The Cardinals, coming off of a loss, should win by more than 1 point. I'm definitely taking the Cardinals on this one. And then we have our Sunday night game. Woo! The Titans
at the
Rams.
Debut of Von Miller makes that date with that monster defense.
And the debut of
Adrian Peterson
going up against that. Man, is that not going to be fun?
But I feel like the Rams might overwhelm them here.
The Rams are favored by 7.5.
I might pick the Rams.
The Rams should win it. We will take that minus 7.5 there because the Tennessee is going to be struggling a little bit to find their identity. I still think AP is going to just tear it up, but I just don't know. With Von Miller coming in, there's no way to scheme offensively what the Rams are going to do.
Yeah. Because you got
zero
Aaron Donald and Von Miller on the scene.
You got zero film of what the Rams defense is going to do with those two players. So you don't know what to do. You don't know how to play them yet.
With two players that athletic
and with Derrick Henry out, yeah.
The key, I think the signs are pointing.
I think the Titans are just as good a team as the Rams
with Derrick Henry.
But
with Derrick Henry, I think they would have a chance.
Yeah. And then Monday Night Football, we got the Bears at the Steelers.
I'm picking the Steelers.
Steelers are minus 6.5. I would definitely take that.
Besides, this is Matt Nagy we're talking about.
They'll be up by 10 and then lose by 15.
Or they won't score at all.
Or it'll be 22-0. Something. There'll be something. There'll be something that will go wrong.
The Bears need to fire Matt Nagy.
They need to get rid of him. Yeah, they need to get rid of him. But anyways, that is our football for Week 8 and Week 9, or NFL football. We hope you had a little fun. We hope you like our dumpster fire. Leave some comments below. Tell us, who do you think the dumpster fire is this week?
Run and hide from the Detroit Lions, kids.
And run and hide, kids. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button.
Hit the groovy baby button.
Hit the groovy baby button over there somewhere. Other than that, we will see you next week.
See you next week.